but it's so hard to like fully love yourself. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video this week. I already filmed this video, but I didn't want to film it again because I don't really know. I didn't really like how the first one went. So today I'm going to be talking about body image and how being called fat when I was younger affected me now to my adulthood. And so I want to talk about this because I want to start talking and making more videos about things that I find important and that things that are relatable somehow and things that people can watch and kind of like shake their head like, yeah, I went through that. When I was younger, I was a pretty chunky kid from probably grade 3 and up. From kindergarten to grade 2, I was very, very petite. And then I just started kind of figuring out that there's junk food and I would eat it a lot. And I honestly didn't like care that I was bigger. Like I kind of had this understanding that I was bigger than most girls, but I liked it because it gave me an advantage when I would like wrestle guys. So I never thought of it as a negative thing. And then I remember when I went to Clareville, which was a camp, I went on a tire swing and this kid said to me, not to me, to like everybody, why does the fat Asian girl have to be a part of this activity? She's basically taking up the entire swing, because the idea was that everyone gets on the swing together and you gotta balance on it without anybody falling off. And apparently I was too fat, so I was taking up a lot of room, and he was weirdly upset about it, which was kind of weird. I'm like, why do you even like care? This is team building. Like, isn't that the point? Like, to be able to try to figure that out. It bothered me in the moment for sure, but I forgot about it after because I really did not care about my weight. However, it's weird, I can recall that moment because I think it was like a little stab, you know, like that. I was like, shit. But yeah, that really affected me. And then I remember once when I was riding my bike, these high school students threw rocks at me being like, oh, it's that fat Asian girl again, or no, that fat Chinese girl again. And weirdly enough, the first thought that went through my head was, I'm not Chinese. Which is weird because again, the fat thing didn't really bother me. But I guess it did because I remember it still to this day. And I think I just suppressed it. I didn't want to deal with that kind of like hurt, so I just suppressed it. There's a few, you know, the people that wouldn't, like when you're little, people just make comments, even if they're your friends, like they would always just say something about my weight and about how I looked. And then yeah, I don't know, it was like it would make me feel pretty shitty, but I liked my personality, so I didn't care. And then middle school came around and I realized that I'm like, everybody is so thin. Like when I was at my junior school, like different shapes and sizes, different colors, different ethnicities, it's very diverse. Middle school was a full-on 360 change, like all Caucasian people with a sprinkle of minorities. Like I would call it a vanilla cupcake with the sprinkles on top, and I was one of those sprinkles along with like probably like a few other multicultural people. And then I remember some of the boys would like make comments about my weight all the time in middle school, especially like when you're 12, 13, you become a little shit and you say things, and it's very you know, like you brush it off, but like at the end of the day you kind of know that it's very hurtful. And you're going through puberty at that time, so a lot of emotions were going through me, and I remember just wanting to be skinny. Like, I just wanted to be so skinny. And now that I'm older, like, I don't want to be skinny at all. But it's weird because I feel like sometimes maybe I do. I don't know. It's very confusing. Fast forward, I go into high school with this mindset that I'm gonna lose weight and I'm gonna exercise and I'm gonna be the best version of myself that I've ever been. So at the time I lived in a townhouse and we had a garage, and I'd go into this garage and I would just work it like every day. But I realized to lose weight I needed to change my diet. I don't think I really understood how. You know, I was so young too, so I just knew what I knew, and that was that exercise will get you skinny. So I started losing a little bit of weight, and then in grade 10 when I was like 16, near grade 11 when I was turning 17, a bunch of traumatic things just happened at once, all too real and all too emotionally crazy. And so this will be another video, but I turned to drugs and alcohol, and I was really good at hiding it. My mom knew I drank because like she wanted me to do what I needed to do in high school so that when I'm now at this age I would be like over it, and it worked. Like, I don't do drugs, I drink occasionally, and the only thing I do in terms of like getting high, as you can see on my videos, is edibles, and that's literally all it is. I don't even smoke anymore. But when those traumatic things happened, the way I would cope with it was drugs and alcohol. So again, I'll get deeper into that, but it wasn't really the drugs that made me gain weight, but the alcohol, and it was bad. Like, the amount that I was drinking was definitely not okay. And I think it was a mixture of the traumatic things plus my self-esteem. It was just a whole mixture of like self-pity, honestly. And so I gained a lot of weight. And then later I found poppers, and then I dropped all that weight in an unhealthy way. So now I'm like kind of weirdly skinny. Like, it was like a bad, unhealthy looking kind of weight loss, but it was weird because I was also working out, so I couldn't tell if it was the working out or the drugs. It was really weird. And when people started complimenting me like, oh, you're losing weight, that just made me more addicted to poppers, and I got really into it because it suppressed my appetite but also made me lose weight like this. I don't know, like, I just was very insecure to the point where I craved a lot of attention from guys. So then men's view of me would validate me, which was obviously horrible and something I don't even think about now. But I let guys validate my worth. So I realized, okay, once I'm done high school, I'm just gonna try to like settle down. Which didn't work because obviously it's harder than it looks, especially in this day and age. But I started to focus on myself a little bit more and really like internalize like what being healthy meant. And I had to get there mentally first before I could even get into a relationship. And I think that's why I didn't have one, is because I just didn't respect myself enough to really like find someone to take me seriously, you know? And so being an adult now, I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit because university was just more of like school. That's all I cared about was school. But now that I'm like older, when I'm 23, I still find myself like weighing myself constantly to a point where I need to like chill. And even though I perceive myself as a very confident person and I portray myself as a very confident person, I think every person out there in the world has those days where they really feel super insecure. And I think that it's normal, but I don't know, like sometimes I feel like it's not normal, but it is, because I know it is because people talk about it, but it's like, why still, after all this work, I'm the lightest I've ever been. But it's so hard to like fully love yourself. But I know that I'm not like the only person that feels this way. Because as you get older, you just start to like I can actually like kind of like, I know the word, I just can't pronounce it right now for some reason, but I'm able to now understand that like the way that I perceive myself now isn't my fault. It had everything to do with people around me. Because I liked myself a lot. And I did need to lose weight, don't get me wrong, I did. The doctor literally told me at my age and my height, I should be lighter. But yeah, like I don't think that I needed to. I feel like it consumed me way too much and still does to this day. I'm scared to go back to where I was before, where I was unhappy, heavy, really overweight, my knees were hurting. Like, I don't want to go back to that. So now, like at this very moment, it's really difficult for me when I do gain weight, but I know that it's normal because especially in women, our hormones are constantly fluctuating, so it's just life. But I need to find ways to come to peace with everything. It's definitely a difficult process, but I wanted to make this video because I wanted it to come from the heart. I want to like, I just want if someone could relate with me, that'd be pretty cool, you know, like, and it doesn't even have to be weight, it could be literally anything. Like, so many people are insecure about so many different things, but I now know that like a lot of my exercise is a way to de-stress. I use it to actually clear my mind, which is a healthier way to going into fitness rather than being like, I want to be skinny. But I just recently kind of sat down and really internalized being told that I was fat my entire life and why it's so hard for me to understand that I'm not anymore. My goal now is not to be skinny, it's to be strong. I want to be very muscular because that's just how I am. I have an addictive personality, so that's what comes out of this. Yeah, like I'm happy with where I am now. Mentally and physically, I'm very happy. I'm still working on myself, but I'm hoping that this video can help other people relate. You know, it's just one of those things. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this very emotional video. I will see you guys next week, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you can relate, maybe leave a comment down below. Thanks guys, be kind to one another, and if you're having kids, teach them to be nice, because you don't know the impact it can have on someone when they get older. So, bye.